Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Abigail Herringer, who rose to prominence after appearing on several Bachelor Nation broadcasts, was also recognized for discussing her hearing challenges on the show. She has since continued to engage with admirers on social media. In a recent post, the celebrity discussed remarks she has received regarding her voice. She also responded to those who mention her deaf accent. Herringer originally appeared on the 25th season of The Bachelor, when she was eliminated in the 7th week. She later appeared on Bachelor in Paradise's 7th season. During week 5, she separated from Noah. During her tenure on the Bachelor Nation episodes, she frequently discussed her hearing loss and the usage of a cochlear implant. She has now continued these talks with admirers via social media. In a recent TikTok video, Abigail discussed receiving harsh remarks about her voice. She elaborated, "I spent years in speech therapy learning how to speak normally, and people still make fun of my voice to this day. Some of my content, particularly my branded content, has been sent to an audience that does not necessarily follow me and is unaware that I am deaf and have a deaf accent. Regardless, why is it acceptable to leave comments like these on someone's site when you know nothing about them?" The Bachelor star then shared previous criticisms about her voice. This ranged from being told that her voice was cringe to irritating. She also revealed that she was once told she sounded like she was wearing a sock in her mouth. Abigail stated that she is aware that some people believe this is unavoidable when sharing your life on social media or television. However, she retorted, "I would like to ask why we have accepted that it is acceptable to post about someone, especially online, whom you do not know." Abigail continued by saying that she was proud of her voice. She continued, "My voice sounds different. And it always has. When I remove my cochlear processor, the sound changes significantly. I've grown to enjoy my deaf accent." Abigail Herringer had long been used to living in the public eye, but there were still moments when the spotlight illuminated things she never expected it to. For many fans, she was the warm, sweet, soft-spoken contestant from Matt James's season of The Bachelor, who had captured hearts with her honesty, kindness, and willingness to open up about her hearing loss on national television. Her time in Bachelor Nation didn't end there, later appearing on Bachelor in Paradise, but her most enduring legacy wasn't about roses or a reality TV romance. It was about how she had quietly but powerfully changed the conversation around hearing challenges, cochlear implants, and embracing one's differences. But even with all the support she had received over the years, Abigail was no stranger to negativity. And recently, the criticism had taken on a sharper, more personal edge. In a new TikTok video, she revealed something she had kept mostly to herself: the harsh remarks she had received about her voice. It wasn't that she didn't know people could be cruel, she had been on reality TV, after all. But there was something especially cutting about the comments that targeted the very thing she had worked so hard to overcome. "I spent years in speech therapy learning how to speak normally," she explained in the video, her tone a careful mix of vulnerability and resolve. "And people still make fun of my voice to this day." The comments she referred to were not rare, nor were they mild. She described receiving messages that called her voice cringe or irritating. One particularly hurtful remark compared her speech to someone with a sock in their mouth. Another mocked her deaf accent, a term she had learned to embrace but which strangers often weaponized as a punchline. Some of these remarks, she noted, came from people who clearly didn't know her story. That was, in some ways, the cruel irony of social media. Branded content, ads, and videos often reached audiences far outside her dedicated followers. "Some of my content, especially my branded content, gets sent to people who don't follow me and have no idea that I'm deaf or that I have a cochlear implant," she said. "They just hear my voice and decide it's something worth making fun of." For Abigail, the central question wasn't simply why people made the comments, it was why our culture seemed to accept them as normal. I know people say that if you put yourself out there on TV or online, you're going to get comments. But why? Why have we decided that's just part of it? Why is it okay to talk about someone you don't know like that? Her words struck a chord. The TikTok quickly went viral, with thousands of comments pouring in, not the hateful ones she had described, but messages of support. People thanked her for speaking up. Some shared their own experiences with speech differences, accents, or disabilities that made them targets for mockery. Others admitted they had never thought about how their offhand remarks online might impact someone on the other side of the screen. Abigail's story was uniquely compelling because it was layered. She wasn't just a public figure who happened to be deaf, she was someone who had spent a lifetime navigating between two worlds, the hearing and the non-hearing, constantly adjusting, learning, and sometimes hiding parts of herself to fit in. Speech therapy had been a major part of her childhood. When I was younger, I was so focused on speaking clearly, on not sounding different, she reflected. And for a long time, I thought I had to get as close to normal as possible to be accepted. But somewhere along the way, her perspective shifted. Perhaps it was growing older, perhaps it was the confidence that came with sharing her journey publicly. She began to see her deaf accent not as a flaw to be corrected but as a part of her identity. "My voice sounds different. And it always has," she said in the video. "When I remove my cochlear processor, the sound changes significantly. I've grown to enjoy my deaf accent. It's me." That didn't mean the criticism didn't hurt. "I'm human," she admitted. Words stick with you. Even if you try to brush them off, they can still echo in your head when you're alone. But she also knew she had a platform, and she wanted to use it to push back, not just for herself, but for anyone who had been made to feel less than because of the way they spoke. The timing of her post was notable. In recent months, conversations about online harassment and ableism had been gaining traction. Stories of influencers, actors, and everyday people being mocked for their voices, bodies, or disabilities were surfacing with increasing regularity. Abigail's candidness added a fresh, deeply personal perspective to that dialogue. Her Bachelor Nation peers rallied around her. Former contestants like Katie Thurston, Becca Kufrin, and Natasha Parker commented publicly, expressing admiration for her strength. Noah Erb, her Bachelor in Paradise ex-boyfriend-turned-fiancé, shared her TikTok with the caption, "So proud of you. You're perfect exactly as you are." That post alone garnered thousands of likes and further amplified the conversation. Fans also began sharing clips from The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise where Abigail had opened up about her hearing journey. One memorable scene from Matt James's season showed her telling him about receiving her cochlear implant at age 2, and how her biggest fear was that her hearing loss would be a deal-breaker in relationships. Watching those moments again through the lens of her recent post made them even more poignant. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.